Alright, this is my last video of me just summarizing everything. I just can't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with the fact that there's people out there that call themselves Americans that are actually going to seriously vote for this guy. I mean, his plan is just god-awful. And the fact that he's saying that, dude, I'm a Christian, I'm a strong Christian, and Mormonism is not Christianity. In fact, they have the Book of Mormon that they call it, and they try to find themselves as Christian. It's not. They're not Christian. So all you people who are voting for him are saying, oh yeah, well, Mitt Romney's a strong Christian candidate. No, they're not, because they made adjustments to the Bible by having John Smith, or whatever his name was, as a prophet. Therefore, by making add-ons to the Bible after it's already complete, you're making a new doctrine, basically, which is the last thing Jesus says not to do in the Bible: make alterations or correct the word. One. So for all you voting out there saying Mormonism is Christianity, is not Christianity, and you're ignorant for just saying that, I just want to point that out there. Number two, he's going to cut federal subsidized student loans, Medicare, Medicaid, Obamacare, Social Security. He's going to do a lot. And he plans to do this the first day and overturn Roe versus Wade, making all abortions, no matter any kind of nature, any kind, illegal. He doesn't have a clear stance on equal pay. He doesn't even really have a real plan. He mostly says, I'm going to create 12 million jobs. But the thing is, it's really kind of easy to create 12 million jobs, in case no one realized that. He didn't say when, where, or what kind of jobs. And isn't that kind of puzzling, that he's going to increase the war budget by $2 trillion, and he doesn't say where the jobs are coming from? I hate to quote the Joker again, but people don't care when things are going according to plan, even if a plan like his is awful. I'm telling you, cutting federal programs that help you to go to education, like PBS and other stations, how is that possibly going to better our society? Mitt Romney is a businessman, and just because you're a businessman does not mean you're fit to be president. It has nothing to do with being president, honestly. And he says that states should be able to govern themselves and be able to make decisions for themselves and help themselves. Tell that to New Jersey and have their city that's 13 feet underwater. Tell them how they're going to help themselves. I mean, honestly, the fact that it's even a close election, I hope to God tomorrow it does not come out as a close election, because I will probably lose my faith in half of mankind. And the fact that people want to parade themselves around and say that they're Christian and they support all these things that he's going to do. Mitt Romney's plan is to make the poor even way poorer, so that the rich can make even more money. And no one seems to care about that. That 91% of our wealth last year went to 1% of our people. So basically, only 14 million out of all of us got any money, really. And yet, this isn't troubling to anyone. They're still going ahead with the plan because he's such a strong leader and charismatic, and how he's so bipartisan. His own state isn't voting for him. One. Two, the leaders there called him extremely uncompromising. He's the most unbipartisan person, just like their whole party. You want to blame someone? Which they haven't. They're all, oh yeah, they blamed Obama. They blamed everyone. It's just Obama's fault. Never mind you what happened from 2000 to 2008. None of that had anything to do with our current economic standings, or the fact that they have a Senate majority and they've been filibustering every idea that's came down the pipeline, and only the Supreme Court is the reason why Obamacare passed. Never mind that the real problem here is him. He is the figure of what is bad for America, and people are going to vote for him, knowing this man makes millions of dollars each year and literally has almost nothing in common with you. And you're going to vote for him. The only thing that you really have in common, most of the people voting for Mitt Romney in Texas, is the fact that you have the same color skin as him. Point blank. And honestly, if he were to pass you on the street, he wouldn't even notice you, because you're not in his upper echelon of individuals. Like he said, he knows NASCAR owners, not the people who drive the cars. Like he told the student, why don't you just borrow $30,000 from your parents to pay for your education, or just do like me and start your own business. Why don't you start Bain Capital, who, fun fact, is making the machines that are going out, the voting machines that have been under scrutiny. I don't know if it's true, but I do know that they're making them. I don't know if it's true that when you press Democrat, it automatically votes for Romney. I don't know the fact that all of a sudden the Republicans have come out with new stiff voting laws, which kind of reminds me of something called Jim Crow, in case you're not familiar to it, to discourage voting, to make it harder for a certain kind of a group to vote. And the fact that they're doing this blatantly in Pennsylvania and other states like Ohio, and it's just happening and no one's doing anything about it or being outraged. The fact that no one covered the fact that at Mitt Romney's convention they threw peanuts at the black camera moment and saying that's how you feed the animals. That wasn't covered, though, was it? Huh. That's his party that he told to stop doing something, like when the first real person came out about abortion. And he told him to stop saying that, and he wasn't supporting him to stop running your ads. And you know what he told him? No. He can't control his own party. He's endorsing a candidate who believes rape is justified by God because everything's meant to happen. Well, if it's meant to happen, then it's meant for the woman to choose no. It's meant for her to say what's going on with her body. I believe personally all abortion is wrong. I do. I believe that. But at the same time, I also believe that it's not our right to tell a woman what they can and can't do with their body, because we don't have to haul it around for 9 months. And just, wow. It's gotten to the point that I'm just really aggravated about all this, because it just makes me realize just how stupid some people are, and how idiotic you all really look. Like, please prove me wrong. Prove me why you should vote for Mitt Romney. I really would like to see it. I've been covering this in my political science classes and my history classes and everything for the last year and a half, since before Mitt Romney even announced his bid. I was covering the elections, and then this is the best they pick, and yet people are voting for this guy in large quantity and supporting him and going to his rallies, and this guy is an idiot in all sense of the word, yet people support him. He's gonna do away with everything that makes us human, basically. They've been lying to you since the debates. They've been lying to you before that. They said, we're not going to let fact checkers run our campaign. Do you know what that is? When you chant stuff that isn't fact, it's called bullshit. It's not true. And if you're already lying to the American people before you're in office and just spouting out things that you think are right because you say them, that should say something about you. And the fact that you insulted half of America and believe half of us are basically parasites who feel we're entitled to food and running water and basic education because we're victims. You know what, I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why welfare has gone up is because Obama has lowered the regulations for him, so more people are able to qualify and get it. And less people are actually having to wonder where their next meal is going to come from when they only make minimum wage or $50,000 a year, somewhere in that bracket. That's why welfare has gone up. And people want to say we're worse off. No, I think we're better off for the fact that more people don't have to worry about they're going hungry tonight. And I just don't see it. You know, like, you're not basing anything off of facts. To me, I try to personally base things off of facts, not just my own system of beliefs, because I want to be told the truth too. And that's something that in a study was shown, that if you tell the truth, you're wrong nowadays. If you tell the truth, you won't get votes. I mean, I personally think that us as Americans, we can grow up and accept the facts, but is that really true? I mean, like, are we really man enough to do that? And I mean, with his whole plan, he wants to basically start a new war. And I have friends that are serving, and I personally don't want you guys to go over there because I don't want to lose you over a foolhardy war that doesn't need to be started in the first place. I'm sorry that I'm saying it like that, but you're talking about a guy who has 5 sons who none of them serve in any branch of the military, and he said the best way for them to fight terrorism is for them to be on the campaign with me, so Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton can't push their liberal agenda on society. His almost exact words. And the guy who literally dodged the draft in Vietnam, when my grandfather fought in Vietnam, and he went over to missionary in France while war was going on, and you want to elect this guy as president? This guy who doesn't know the struggles of America because he's never had to face them. who laid off 300 workers at a plant and wouldn't even let them get their goods or assets and just kicked them out. You want to hire that because you think that this is better than Obama. I mean, I'm not saying the guy is a saint. I'm not saying he's the best thing ever. But at least he's kept some of his word. And then you guys want to base this whole thing about Nixon. Nixon is so great. Nixon's such a Republican. Romney's like Rick Nixon. No, he's not. At all. Nixon ran his campaign saying he wouldn't raise taxes for the rich. And you know what he did? He raised them by 7%. Mitt Romney's whole ads have been just lies to you, and people soak it up and believe it. And I really want you to prove me wrong. I want you to go to his plan and actually read it. Because you're going to find the truth there. I've been telling you the truth. People have been telling you the truth. I don't think they have actually, though. Because if you actually look at the plan and you're a human being or a Christian, you would realize that it's absolutely god-awful. You would realize that God and Jesus weren't Republicans, because for the basic simple fact, Jesus had 7 loaves of bread and 4 fish and made it last for thousands of people. Honestly, by Mitt Romney's plan and the whole how it would fit with this, he would take those fish, put them in an overseas account, most likely a small pond, to grow his fish so he could breed them and make more of them, while he would harvest his loaves of bread and plant them and let everybody else just suffer. And all those people that are hungry just be hungry because they feel that they're victims. They don't deserve it. They didn't work hard for the natural divinity that he had, being thrust into a life of privilege and having a father who busted his behind so his son could do better. And his son is doing better, and at the same time he doesn't know any of the struggles you face as Americans, as America, as we face, because he's never had to deal with them or seen them. It's like them Paul Ryan bombarding his way into a soup kitchen to make it look like he's more human by cleaning already clean dishes, to make it look like he cares. Are you guys really falling for this bullshit? I mean, really? Because that's all it is at this point. When you have less than 24 hours to get all your votes in, after everything that's been done in this open, basically racism, trying to discriminate and not let people get their votes out. I would hate for a world to have Mitt Romney be run, because honestly, if you think things are bad right now, imagine a more extreme George W. Bush, because that's what we're looking at. And again, Mormonism is not Christianity. It is a different secular branch that actually bridges the doctrine of Christianity in various ways. And even though it has some of what we have as Christians in it, acknowledging Jesus Christ, if you want to know, even in Muslim culture and in the Quran, they acknowledge Jesus Christ's existence. So then, just because you acknowledge Jesus Christ's religion, just the fact that he was there doesn't make you Christian. They acknowledge him in Judaism. They acknowledge him in Islam. They say that he was there. That doesn't make you Christian. I'm just saying, if you want to base it on beliefs, we have a guy you guys try to say is Muslim because his middle name starts with a Hussein. I mean, that's more ignorant, you know, yeah. I'm just wondering, if this is the path for the next 4 years, do you really want to deal with a country that's more divided than ever because of some point a group of people that are actually the ones causing the damage and dividing it, who share all the wealth and just want to have more wealth because they're that greedy? If this is the country you want, then you should go vote for Rommeny. If you're a millionaire who doesn't believe women should have equal pay, equal rights, who doesn't believe gays should have equal rights in marriage, if you believe that Planned Parenthood and any kind of abortion should be illegal, if you believe that the old should have vouchers to pay for themselves, and right after they run out of their vouchers, they're just screwed, basically just to die. If you believe that the poor shouldn't be able to have food, water, be able to really go to school, Mitt Romney's your guy. If you believe in all this and that education is just a privilege instead of a right for us to all better ourselves, and if you're part of that 1%, then you should go vote for Rommeny. But if you're not, God be with you, because you're an idiot. God bless. Please make a good decision. Please listen to this. all of it. Bye.